Experiments are by their very nature prone to failure, but big successes, a few big successes compensate for dozens and dozens of things that didn't work. So, bold bets, AWS, Kindle, Amazon Prime, our third-party seller business, all of those things are examples of bold bets that did work, and they pay for a lot of experiments. I've made billions of dollars of failures at Amazon.com.
Well, the thing that you're likely to be world class at is whatever you obsessed over from, say, age 12 to 18. In my case, it was writing software, where I would think I was good, and then I would meet somebody who would tell me I wasn't, and I would look at their code, and I went through 4 sort of comeuppances of, oh, that's what a really good programmer looks like. And part of the reason I worshiped Digital Equipment was eventually it was a couple of their very best programmers who came and shared with me how they thought about it, how they did things. And I had studied their code, and there were several people who were so key to my doing that. So today, I would go into software, which today that means going into artificial intelligence. Computers still can't read. They cannot take a book of information and say pass an AP test on that book. And that's a solvable problem, but it's a knowledge representation problem. And I've always wanted to solve that problem. I'm jealous that maybe one of you gets to work on that. I'm unlikely to go back and be hands-on in that way, but it's the juiciest problem ever. I've thought about it for a long time. So I would go into AI.
Welcome to the field of fatherhood.
Welcome to the field of fatherhood. My name is Kevin with FatherFigureOnline.com. And today I want to talk about Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and the 3 things that we can learn from those guys and everything that's going on right now with their divorces. If you don't know who Bill Gates is, he's the CEO and founder of Microsoft. Jeff Bezos, CEO and founder of Amazon. These guys are both worth about $130 billion. Jeff Bezos may actually be worth maybe $197. And over the last year, both of them have gone through divorce proceedings or beginning divorce proceedings with their respective wives. Number 1, the first thing that we can learn from Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, it's not about the money. What do I mean? Bill Gates worth $130 billion, Jeff Bezos worth $197 billion, and both of their families have fallen apart. As men, we grow up believing, and which is still some truth to it, that, hey, look, if I got the money, I can get the girl. It's the difference between getting the girl, keeping the girl, having a family, and all of those things. But essentially, having all the money in the world does not mean you're going to have a successful relationship. But a lot of people believe that if I get enough money, anything will work out, and if I throw money at it, it'll go away. It's not so much like that. Number 2, the second thing that we can learn from Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, at a certain level of success, it becomes very difficult to maintain and have a family. So having a family will be difficult if you make it to a certain level of success. I mean, the obsessive, maniacal drive it takes to reach that level of success. When you think about Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, Steve Jobs, Jay-Z, when you think about that type of success, these guys have routines and habits that people around them can get used to, but it's the risk taking, it's the changing of direction of tasks and endeavors, and it's everything that comes along with someone who's thinking along the lines of major success all the time, someone that's hungry all the time. Sometimes that can make it where you're not as available to always be at the Little League game. Sometimes you forget anniversaries. Sometimes you can't be at home every night because you're out of town doing a conference or something of that nature. A lot of times we have to rethink our definition of success. Do you want the type of success where you have millions or billions and you're famous and that type of success? Is that success to you? Are you willing to sacrifice the family time, the going out in public with your family, seeing your children grow up? Are you willing to sacrifice that? So if your definition of success is having a nice home and a dog and a fence and having cookouts and barbecues and being able to take your little girl to the movies, then you may not want to become the biggest business owner in the country, because it's going to be difficult to keep that piece of your life up. The third thing that we can learn from Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates kind of ties into the first things. The third thing is money isn't everything. It's not everything, but it's better if you have it. What do I mean by that? I don't know if you've ever had to have the separation, breakup, divorce, I want half, child support, spousal support conversation. And hopefully you never have to have that conversation. And let me tell you how it works. Basically, whatever you guys have together, whatever you have, whatever she has, depending on what state you're in, whatever all that's worth, you either give her half of it, or if it's something like a home, you pay her half of the value if you guys were to sell it. If you got $20,000 in the bank, she gets 10. Now you're trying to split your salary 6 different ways because you need somewhere to stay, she needs somewhere to stay, the kids still gotta eat. Depending on who makes more money, you may have to throw some extra on top because she needs to be able to live the same way from before. Anyway, I say all that to say this. These guys, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, in the 130 billions club, this isn't really going to be an issue. I'm not saying half doesn't hurt. Half of anything is going to hurt. But half of 100,000 and half of 100 billion is just a lot different. Do you need more advice like this? Do you think it's something that I left out that possibly we could have learned from Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos that I didn't talk about in this video? Put it in the comments below. Click the link in the bio. Click the link in the box if you're on Instagram. Purchase a one-on-one coaching session from me or one of the elite professionals on my team. Being great is a choice. I'm off the field.